Should get in like an hour, I guess. Where are you right now? Where are you based right now?
Yeah, okay. I will start the stream as well. So the question is where I am located.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, so we are live. We are recording already. It's not going live, but I'll probably publish this in the next days.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I am based in Prague. So yeah.
That's where the meetup will be.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah. Welcome, everyone. We are actually with Ludo already. Ludo, also known as Everyday Algonaut, Algorand Maxi. Can I call you like that? I think that's how I perceive you, Algorand Maximalist, but we can touch this as well. Ludo Schultz, active on Algorand Forum, runs several projects in the ecosystem such as Votecoin, A-Wallet, Aramid Fina, Bridge, Stabilitas, Asagold, Biotech, and many other. Ludo is also winner of several hackathons based in Prague. And yeah, we had a chance to meet in Wrocław when I was organizing Algosphere meetup, and we'll explore everything Algorand with everyday Algonaut. Welcome, Ludo.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to have you here. Definitely, you are super active in the ecosystem. I would like to hear your story and present your story to viewers and the community of Algorand on Dzienna Dawka Dyskomfortu. That will be Daily Dose of Discomfort in English, where we talk great projects like Algorand, great builders like you. And before we actually go digest your projects and the various stuff in Algorand ecosystem, maybe let's talk a bit about your background, like maybe what's your story in terms of how did you got into crypto, how did you found Algorand, anything you think is relevant for people to be aware of or you would like to highlight.
Okay, so I studied the IT at the University of Economics in Prague, and I am very deep in IT. I am basically the definition of the full stack. So uh, yeah, it's yeah. So I studied and my major was cognitive science. So the news regarding the AI are quite familiar to me. But yeah, so after the school, I worked at the commodity exchange. Um, we we basically built at the best times. We were like fourth most liquid uh, commodity exchange in Europe for carbon credits. Later, we did also some trades with technical salt and different stuff. Then I worked for a wooden company. I was arbitrage and market maker trader there, and yeah, profitable. And it was very good experience. I basically created few programs for algorithmic trading at the major European exchanges. Um, it's one of the biggest equity trading companies. For example, they do more than 50% of all trades on Prague Stock Exchange. So
Nice.
yeah. Then we started in the Woodenco the project Portu. It was the system for investment for small investors. Then I created for EP commodities the system for the oversight of all prices within all EU regarding the energy prices, the carbon credits, uh, gas, oil, and coal and stuff like this. And yeah, it was also very interesting. And yeah, so I have a very good background in financial markets, in commodity markets, and I am very deep in technology. So yeah, my
Yeah.
origins with crypto was somewhere around 2012, where I bought like $10 worth of Bitcoin. And I tried to do like double spending. I did transaction from one country from the same wallet at the same time as from the other country at the same time, and try to like hack it. Yeah, of course, I didn't succeed. Only one transaction was processed. But from these $10, I got like I don't know. Right now, it's something like $10,000. But yeah.
So that's a good multiplier, $10 to $10,000. I don't ask you how many Bitcoins you really have. Yeah, but that's good to know. Like,
I wish I had invested more back then, but yeah.
I guess super hard to stick to the idea of Bitcoin if you found it so early. It was worth nothing. So if it grew like 10 times or 100 times, then yeah, you definitely want to get some profit. But it was like so kind of stealth mode or baby mode Bitcoin at that time that who could have expected like what it would eventually become today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those Bitcoin roots are really interesting. I'm super happy you were unsuccessful with double spending attack.
Yeah. Hey, it was just light. Oh, yeah. I didn't research it very much into that, but this is really like the origin of the bitcoins, that you must not be able to do like double spending. So
Yeah,
uh,
for sure. So also you're like industry, like, you've said commodities, energy prices, market making, carbon credits are like it's a pretty crazy list. I mean, diverse list. So not only technology stack, but I'm pretty sure you also tackled many kind of industry specific topics. So it's super helpful. And some of the things that you
I know all with specifications, for example. So
yeah,
I know commodities quite into depth, for example. Yeah. So let's
yeah. So
continue with the crypto. And
sure. Yeah. So how I mean, first
yeah,
time you've
uh,
approached Algorand, maybe.
yeah. Also, I didn't run a lot of or few websites where I scraped like public registries, and I published to like my website, and I aggregated like multiple data sources into one data source, and I was like making some money on advertisement. So uh, the like and I tried somehow to monetize this little more. Like I will show you, for example, email if you pay me like $1, for example. And until I found Algorand, there was no solution basically to do this, because uh, uh, yeah, I found Algorand like 3 or 4 years ago, and basically now you can show on the website like just QR code. Person just scan it, sends the payment, uh, like the same way as they are used to in mobile banking, like the pay QR code, and it's really easy way to do. And the Algorand has one of the greatest feature out there, that it doesn't fork. So whenever you receive the money, it means that you really received it. Like it will not get lost somewhere where where someone doesn't include it into the block later or something like this. So whenever you receive the assets, you can be 100% sure that you have it on your account and you have access to these assets. So I think this is one of the greatest features of Algorand. And it also implies that the coding is much more simpler, because, for example, if I would want to accept like a Bitcoin transaction, like it would be more complicated, because okay, I received this and I have like 20 confirmations, and I have to wait for some time, and then what if someone do the fork, right? And it somehow doesn't get included into the blog, and I have to include it manually, and it's much more difficult. So
Yeah, for sure, Bitcoin is not good for a small transaction, but with Lightning Network, you can do them. So it's also pretty cool.
But I like Algorand, the same like alternative to the Lightning Network, because you have like the BTC on Algorand, like these wrapped bitcoins on Algorand. There are like one from Gomint and one from the wormhole BTC. They're basically the BTC, right? Like they keep the value of the BTC, and they're even in the AMMs, and people are doing the arbitrages. So uh, so it keeps the value, and you have all the features of the Algorand, but with Bitcoin, right? And the Lightning Network, you can send instant transaction, but it's not stored anywhere on the on chain. Like if some server which holds the Bitcoin goes down because of corrupted hard drive, then your Bitcoins are basically lost. So yeah.
Yeah, for I mean, for Bitcoin, I think it still has the use case as a sort of value, as digital gold. So obviously, for Algorand, I mean, you can do much more. There's this programmability, which I'm sure we'll study soon. I mean, you've developed so many projects on top of Algorand. You cannot do that on Bitcoin. You can theoretically do that on Ethereum, but Ethereum on layer one is like too slow, too expensive. The layer twos are kind of workaround, and even layer twos are not as performant as Algorand on layer one. So I think that's a big, I mean, for me, that's a big thing that many people don't recognize, that some layer ones like Algorand figure out how to do that properly, thanks to cryptography of people like Silvio Micali, in a way that you don't need a layer two. So I am not a believer in layer twos. I'm not sure what you think. I mean, I do believe in layer twos for Bitcoin, which are popping up recently thanks to BitVM and other stuff. Because I mean, you can extend Bitcoin's programmability and add some feature on top of that. But for Ethereum, you could have done that like in the layer one, like Algorand. So why do you need that? So I mean, I mean, are you following any other like layer two solution on Ethereum? What's your perspective? I mean, will we ever need layer two for Algorand, or we are good with layer one?
It's quite difficult to define what is layer 2 or what is side chain, right? Because for example, on Algorand you cannot fork Algorand, but basically you can run Algorand private network, which you can make public. So basically you run new Algorand chain, and it's quite easy to do. And this way, for example, we have modified the consensus, and we increased the byte length storage for the message fields from these 1000 bytes to 100 kilobytes, and we spin up the Aramid network. And this Aramid network is doing like the Aramid project is the bridge between LVM, EVM, NEAR, and like the multiple basically chains, where on one side it's the multi-sig bridge. So basically all signators, we call them soldiers, when they run some black box, and when they see the message on the source network, then they sign that the transaction, or if they receive through the blockchain, the Aramid blockchain, this signed payload, then they cosign this payload. So yeah, we couldn't do this on Algorand back then, because the boxes were not implemented yet, and the byte length was only 1000 bytes. So we spin out this network where we could basically store like these all the signatures from all signators, even the message and some metadata and everything. And so this is one of the beauties of the Algorand, that um, you can run these private networks, and there are use cases for it. For example, banks can run like their own private networks, where they will have it like on multiple server locations, and because they run it like Algorand software, it will never go down, because I'm sure they can make these servers stable. Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
So like a
like for banks, it
private
would be great.
chains, it's yeah. So private chains is something like what is called this core chain. It's still the idea of core chain is a private chain, like it's what you're saying.
I heard that they came with the idea of co-chains, but it was just some spin up, and they doesn't want to call this type of chains the co-chains, because I think they mean something else with this. But I think the correct terminology for this type of chain, the same as the VOI chain is, and the Aramid chain, it's I think parallel chain, or
Okay.
side chain.
So Aramid
Okay,
Finance
I don't
is
know.
a sure,
Yeah.
sure. So just to make sure, Aramid Finance and Aramid Bridge is like built as a totally separate network with separate validators. Is that correct?
Uh, but it runs like decentralized. Anybody can run the network. Yes.
Okay. So I'm just checking your website. It says launch a testnet bridge. So is it a mainnet or is it testnet? Like what's the stage? I think it's like a very
It's difficult to define, because we have passed the audits, but we didn't find the finances to launch to mainnet properly. But we basically launched to mainnet between the Algorand mainnet and Void testnet, because it's AVM to AVM, it's super easy. And so we are, and but we didn't add there yet any Ethereum chains like Ethereum and stuff like this. So yeah, we have launched the mainnet, but it's not public yet. and we have launched this mainnet between these AVM chains. So and yeah, this is completely separated, but it runs basically everything. These message payloads runs through the Aramid chain.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Like there is a near indeed. There. I don't see a Voi, but you've already mentioned Voi. I didn't cover Voi here on the channel yet, so maybe if that's indeed a bridge between Algorand and a Voi, maybe you could kind of give an overview what the Voi network is and like what's what potentially use cases you see for Voi. I mean, purpose of this bridge in this context. I think that would be super interesting to digest.
Yeah, so Voi is basically this other Algorand sidechain. Someone can call it like EVM has these second layer chains. It may be basically the same thing because it runs on the official Algorand software, right? So yeah. And the idea there is that some people doesn't like probably the distribution of early Algorand uh, mm, uh, uh, tokens, or how to say it, and they try to create these as fully community chain. So they try to enhance that everybody is a community and everybody has a right to receive some Voi. So everybody who runs these Voi participation nodes receives basically for protecting Voi network some Voi tokens. However, the Voi is not yet in the mainnet; they are still on the testnet. And the thing that we basically bridge this USDC to Voi network, they have some AMMs there. Uh, it's uh, it's it's very and also the Voi is bridged to the Algorand. Everybody can see the price of the Voi test token, and there is going to be some distribution from the Voi test tokens to the Voi mainnet tokens because they try to do everything like the community driven, so it's going to be somehow distributed, and price will probably go down because there are going to be like 10 billion new algos, and it's going to be like from the Bitcoin perspective, like when there was like this main Bitcoin, and then there was like this uh, yeah, the
Bitcoin Cash,
yeah,
right?
Bitcoin Cash. When they increase just the bytes capable of handling transactions, then yeah, it's basically the same thing, I think. But
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, from what you're describing for me, then Voi is like a hard fork of the Algorand code repository and relaunched kind of as a new network, which is, I think, in general is good because you use the same programming paradigms. You kind of grow the ecosystem in the new directions, especially if you have a bridge. I'm not sure if
yeah,
Aramid
I
bridge.
think it's very good because they are trying to onboard like new users to the AVM ecosystem, right? And like they're not trying just to steal like Algorand users. But like in the long term, like they will have like some code suggestions to the Algorand base, and uh, and Algorand technologies will probably develop it more, and the broader community will have like better impact on this. And whenever someone is going to deploy some application, for example, Bridge or whatever, then they can do like very easy to deploy it to multiple chains. Like on Ethereum, you can deploy with EVM code to many chains, right? And the same, like when people will start to talk about Algorand, that okay, it has already many communities, and I can deploy to this community, this community, this community, then it's much better. I think like
Yeah,
Algorand is
for sure.
basically second Ethereum, but where Ethereum wants to be, Algorand is there for years.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, Santa says like we have this narrative in the previous bull market, and not only, but started more or less than of EVM, so Ethereum virtual machine compatible chains. So right now we have like a first example of AVM, Algorand virtual machine compatible chains, which I think for overall for the ecosystem is good, attracts more developers, more ideas of applications. You can bridge it, and ecosystem as a whole gains attention. So I think it's super cool.
Yeah,
So I
actually,
mean,
I think the voice is the fourth one, but yeah,
fourth one.
yeah.
So who was before Boy?
Like the
Uh,
Aramid was first sidechain to AVM. Then there was like this gaming service. Um, I don't remember at the moment exactly the name, but they run it like privately,
okay.
and then the Voi is the fourth AVM sidechain I know. So
Yeah, we probably need to make a bit more noise around it, that we have this AVM compatible environments. So
and like
Aramid,
I think the bigger speaker for the Voi is Chris. So if you want to talk about Voi, just
yeah.
call him for interview.
So yeah, we probably should arrange it one day. So I actually wanted Chris to come to Wrocław for the Algosphere, and no, it wasn't possible at that time, but maybe we will come back to the idea. But we started with the
Yeah, and
Aramid. So
for the record, I am just the developer. I'm not the any governance council or whatever in Voi. So yeah,
yeah, for
I'm just
sure.
a builder.
And you're a great builder, Ludo. And for the Aramid, are you the developer? Are you like the founder, co-founder of this idea? Like how did it all started for you with Aramid?
Yeah, I was in a hackathon in Switzerland, and I won this hackathon with decentralized real estate marketplace. And we received like the main prize like $100,000, but in AVS credits. and uh, there I met basically Daniel, and Daniel received the grant from the Algorand Foundation. It was this super grant applications for the bridges and AMMs and I don't know what was there, but yeah. So and they had already some team, and Daniel onboarded me as a developer to the team, and at the end I coded basically the most part of the bridge. So uh, so yeah, this
Okay.
is the story. So I am kind of CTO at the moment.
Okay, cool. So Aramid is bridging Algorand to Voi and possibly other networks in the future, like near AV into virtual machine chains. I'm getting that right?
We have already set up the contracts in Ethereum, Polygon, Aurora, uh, and well, Algorand and Voi. and some developers did coding the part for the near part, but this part is at the moment very expensive to run because near is not as efficient as Algorand, but when we are going to launch pretty soon to the mainnet, hopefully, then this is going to be question if to launch to near as well, because each of the soldiers has to run these black box application, and basically we optimize the costs because we don't want these soldiers to run it very expensively, and yeah, so yeah, like if you want to speak about the Aramid, I think the best person to speak is Daniel, and Daniel will have
Okay.
more information.
Yeah, I'm trying
also the
to just
information when we go to mainnet. So
okay.
yeah, it's not up to me.
Okay. Yeah, but I think it would be great to come back and discuss this again once there's a mainnet and the solution is complete. I think Algorand in general needs more bridges so that it's not like that much standalone environment. Obviously, Algorand is a great chain, performant chain, no forking, zero downtime. We have mentioned this already, super fast, super cheap, but the liquidity and the users are kind of in the broader ecosystem as well. So linking all this island, I think, is a very needed. So super bullish on what you are building. And so, I mean, maybe a bit because you are involved in so many projects. We could probably discuss, your A wallet, your other projects like Votecoin. But before we actually go into that, uh, you're in Czech, right? So, how big is the developers community in Czech Republic? I mean, in terms of blockchain developers, is the
Okay,
community there vibrant?
I was at the Binance meetup here in Prague, and they said the statistics of the users per capita, and the highest value is basically in Czech Republic. Like so, the highest concentration of the blockchain users, like crypto traders and basically the users, is in Czech Republic, and Czech Republic is really this one of the origins of the crypto space, because, for example, the first Bitcoin ATM, to my knowledge, was run in the city here. So there is mining pools on Bitcoin, right? So it was invented here as well.
Oh, really?
And
Didn't know that.
it's like a lot of companies are based in Czech Republic for this, but
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
like
So you're organizing also this meetup in Prague, right? It's end of May, 13th of May. So do you expect like many developers to come there, or is like who is the audience? What's the capacity planned for this meetup? I mean, it's not far from Poland, so I guess many people would be interested to join. But if you could give a feel, if you already know
yeah,
like agenda and target audience.
yeah, the target audience is general crypto users. It's not the developers. So it's one day before the ETH Prague. So I targeted this day because I think we need more more people to onboard to Algorand, and there will be higher concentration of Ethereum users in here. So I think it's very good pick like this date, because yeah, we organize this also with the BeerFi event. This is group of people who meet every month and discuss the crypto stuff. And I feel there like solo Algorand, but I try to persuade them that Algorand is very good and tell them all these features. And I try to build this community of Algorand users in here, and yeah, I think it will be quite good event. Like many people will come, and we will share our good experience with Algorand with them. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Also
Do you have
regarding
like
this
already
event,
like a web? Do you have like a web page for the event? Something where like a landing page we can like link it under the video for people who like to keep track and attend. I think it's definitely worth doing.
yeah, it's going to be during the Prague blockchain weeks, and basically the web page I like to link is this Algorand forum page, because I got this I get some money from the Algorand Foundation, or I will get some money from the Algorand Foundation for organizing this event, because I kind of thought that this is a very good idea to do, and and Algorand Foundation is running this XGAU grants program, and so I filled in the application for the grants program, and it got voted by the expert Algorand governors, and it was I think first or second proposal that got passed in the XGO
Okay.
session. So so yeah, it was
Very good. I mean,
interview.
congratulations.
Yeah, so I started to organize it pretty soon. So yeah, it will be fun, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. I will try to be there if I'm in Poland at that time. I'll definitely come to Prague, and people are invited. Probably I will remind everyone before the meetup closer to the end of May that it's happening, so that people can schedule accordingly. But if you're interested, already mark the date. Okay, Ludo. So coming back to your developments and everything Algorand related, uh, right now, I mean, how easy or how difficult? I mean, you are producing tons of code probably with those projects. So, I mean, do you find it easy to develop an Algorand? If not, what are the challenges? We obviously are counting the dates for the official Python launch. I think it's week from now, since we record this March 21st. Do you think like a Python will be a game changer? If yes, no. If yes, why? If no, why? Just kind of what did you get a feel of kind of developer perspective as it is today, and like what do you expect to change after the Python?
Okay, so the developer, I can tell you, like developer experience like 3 years ago was
Yeah.
great, because you don't need to be like Web3 developers, Web3 developer to build on Algorand, because all APIs that there are, like AlgoD and the indexer, are basically the Web2 APIs. So if you want just to store some data to the blockchain, you don't need to be like Web3 developers, right? So from my perspective, like as a let's say Web2 developer, I I I really think that it was very easy to start with, and late, however, it had these tricky part there, that if you wanted to build some smart contracts, it was little more difficult, right? Because back then you had to learn like till language directly. It was kind of the assembler language. I don't have anything against it, because I did like before I went to the university, in the assembler I wrote like this program to play the uh, uh, ships game. I don't know if you know it, but
Yeah, I think.
you pick the ship, and then the opponent picks the location on your board, and goes like this. And I even created like some random number generator there, because I played against the computer, right? So it was fun, but uh, yeah. So uh, like I understand really like computers to the depth, and like learning the till is easier than learning like assembler, but yeah, it's still not that easy. Later, then there was like this PyTil, and a lot of people started to code in PyTil, and it was much better user experience. With the atomics, we wrote this impermanent loss solution for Algorand between the Vestige and PacPhi, and then then uh, uh, yeah, like a lot of things in my early Algorand careers, I didn't even do like smart contracts, because I really didn't need to. Like the VoteCoin project is just the set of JSON schema specifications, how you write the data to the transaction node field. It's super simple, and it's scalable basically infinitely. However, it doesn't count the votes automatically. So, uh, uh, yeah, but the idea is that the voting system must be auditable, and like the idea of, like this is the core idea of the blockchains, that you don't mess with the past data, right? So if there is anything stored in the blockchain, it's stored there forever, and if you get uh, uh, catched in cheating, like this will be your like bad mark forever basically. So uh, so yeah, like this transparency and uh, uh, auditable auditability is basically the core of the votecoin system. And basically the Algorand governance, which was created basically later, is using the same system. The governance, you just write to the node field the information how you vote. However, the vote coin also create this schema like to ask a question, not just to cast the vote. Also, the vote coin create JSON schema how you can delegate your voting power to someone else. Also, it creates like standard how you can encrypt the voting ballot, and only the person who asked a question, until he reveals the mnemonic of the this private key, which is encrypted everything with, then nobody knows like who how voted. So uh, yeah, it's I think
So
it would be
vote coin. Vault can understand like a generic framework for everything related to voting, right? You can uh,
Yeah, there are
get
open
like
source applications like how people count the votes. There are everything is basically open source, even the standard itself. So yeah.
yeah. But we started with like the question how easy or how difficult is like to develop or Argorand. You started with the teal. It was already like easy for you because you are an expert with the PyTeal. Again, so I understand. Like I'm asking like a super techie and guy, but maybe you have a perspective if like a Python is changing anything for you right now, make it easier, faster, or maybe not. And if not for you, that like, do you expect that this can really attract this tens of thousands of developers to the ecosystem? I'm just asking somebody from like the developers community like you on the perspective.
Yeah, I don't want to break much algorithm marketing, but I don't like Python very much because of these wide intending things. I can write like Python, but I don't prefer it. And the, I think that it's very good that very large um, amount like very many people who doesn't do JavaScript, for example, but they can do like Python can write the smart contracts by themselves. It's going to be like the question if they can do only Python, like how good developers they are. But um, yeah, I think what I like the most is that Algorand is trying to do this tail script because tail script is very similar to Solidity, and all Ethereum developers will not go to the Python Algorand or PR or how it's called. But they will move to the tail script, and the tail script is super easy, and it's very um, very easy to write in like JavaScript type of things. Also, the word of mention is this reach. The reach is also JavaScript basically type of coding where you create like some entities who can interact with the with assets, and then you can code like this asset can go to this entity on this condition and stuff like this. So the yeah, but this tail script is much more closer to the Solidity than Reach. But yeah, like the
Okay.
Reach has also a very good advantage that if you write in Reach, you can deploy to EVM or AVM, or no, I think they are trying to add some more chains. So you write just one code, then you can deploy to multiple networks. And
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm getting from this is like a good that we have a teal or teal script for more kind of techie advanced user developers. We have reach for other purposes, and Python might be possibly good to attract those who are maybe more familiar with Web 2 paradigms of programming, and that will be easier start into a
Well,
blockchain maybe.
the issue is that Web2 developers are using JavaScript, right? So they will incline to use of the tail script more. But the people who doesn't write JavaScript, but they can write Python, are usually these, for example, the statistics guys, or perhaps new developers that comes out of the college and they just learn for some reason only Python, or they like only Python. I don't know. So yeah, like everybody has some coding preferences, and if I like to write TypeScript more than Python, then for me personally, it's much better to write in JavaScript.
Okay, yeah. So the choice will
And
be wider, and that's good.
yeah, but
And
also I do a lot of things in .NET. I also like the the moves on that front. So I've seen that you can write like .NET code, and it basically compares to the Algorand smart contract. It's also very cool thing, and yeah.
okay, cool. So many programming languages, and probably if somebody wants to start with blockchain, will find something like the gates into the ecosystem. And the Python thing is like just one of the narratives from the like roadmap, big roadmap, technical roadmap for Algorand release under the umbrella of Gambit.
Yeah, I think that it's very wise because I believe there is very like a lot of people who doesn't who prefer to write in Python, and some of them doesn't even do like TypeScript or JavaScript, and like these EVM chains or some other chains that focus only on Rust, then they uh, like they're losing the audience. Like not a lot of people write Rust, right? So there is much many more like really many more people who write Python than Rust. So yeah, I think this will be like a good good upside pressure for the Algorand price, because like when people will come and will see that uh, people that it's easy to write even smart contracts, and when developers come and they will see that you don't have to write even smart contract, and you can be like a Web3 developer, like interact with the blockchain without any smart contracts. That is really cool. So
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'm just looking on various stats, and definitely Java is number one most often, but Python is number two in terms of like popularity of the programming language. So I think that's just a question of scale. So if you uh, reach out to millions of developers, and some of them will get interested in Algorand, some will start programming, some of those dApps will eventually go to mainnet, then I mean, at some stage, you get the traction, you get the kind of network effect within the ecosystem. Somebody will come up with an innovative idea for a new application. So I think that's in general that's good. So extending the narrative to much more developers than we have today, and we'll see like what are the fruits in the coming weeks and months. That's my perspective. But Gambit is like much more than like Gambit. So the new roadmap, it's AlgoKit 2.0. It's Python, but there's also some very important changes to the network consensus, the incentivization mechanism. We're shifting into new network architecture in general. Maybe you could tell a bit about what are you most kind of looking forward in terms of the roadmap update. Do you like the shifting, I mean, elimination of the need for relay nodes, going to peer-to-peer gossip network? I mean, just give your I'm not sure if you are a node runner, if you also work on the infrastructure level, but I would be curious to to get your perspective on this technical part of the roadmap in terms of infrastructure. What's good, what's bad?
Yeah. Yes, I'm a relay node runner in few countries. And I basically came to Algorand to and try to propose them. Okay, please split this archival part of the relay nodes with the networking part of the relay nodes, right? Because these are basically absolutely two different things. And I'm very happy that in the last release of the Algodi, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, they finally claim or wrote that it's fully supported to run the archival non-relay node and stuff like this. So this part is basically done, and I think this is very good for the Algorand ecosystem because you don't need to store all data of the whole blockchain on all computers out there. So because these relay nodes or some good participation nodes, which are basically relay nodes in the future, uh, can handle the network traffic, but if you charge or if you require them to run this few terabyte drive, the costs are more expensive. So yeah. From the user perspective, I like the changes from the relay node runner. I don't like these things, but like in general, I like these changes. And the most thing I think that people will appreciate is this change that everybody can protect Algorand network and they will get paid for it. So this consensus incentivization change is good in my opinion, and I have not seen how they implemented it on Void. They are already running it, but basically they have apps to distribute this Void test token to people. And they even measure like how performant is your consensus node, and benchmark you and give you the void depending on this. So I wonder like if they are going to do this on the protocol level, because for example when I went to the Algorand, there was this automatic balance increment or how to what was it called, like when you had like 1000 algos on your account, you gained interest like 5% or something like this. It was like fully automated by the protocol. And this is what I liked on the algorithm very much. And later they stopped this program and put the money to the governance program, and now they are stopping the governance rewards, and they are putting money to the consensus participation. So basically, if they would do this on the protocol level, that if your account is online and you get automatically some these rewards from the rewards pool or something like this, this would be like really super cool. But yeah, I don't understand why there should be this threshold like 30,000 algos to be part of this. But yeah, like I think anybody even with an algo should be able to to protect the Algorand network, but
Yeah, so I mean, maybe because for people who are unaware, the 30K algos was just voted recently as the minimal threshold, which I think at this price is okay. It's still a lot.
30, it's like I consider algo to be like $1, and it's like $30,000. Like, and if algo will go to $3, it's like $90,000, and who will want to have like $90,000 just having on the account, right? So it's strange.
Yeah, yeah. But today, like it's lower, right? So it's $7,000 to be able. Yeah, that's what it is. And you never know what we all wish and hope it will be higher in the coming
Like
weeks.
if you consider that almost all Algorand is almost in the market, and from 2030 there will be no more Algorand to be uh, or all Algorand will be distributed. Like in Bitcoin, we have like this timeline to go to 2100 or something like this. But on Algorand, it's like now in few years, and
Yeah, I mean, on
like
Bitcoin,
and
inflation is already
then
very low, right?
then
So it's like a 2%, it will be 1%. On Algorand, I think right now we are at the stage when the inflation, I mean, there's no new Algorand introduced into, I mean, protocol level, everything is already set, but I think what's being released on average is like a 3% inflation, more or less, right? And as you're saying, by the end of 2030, all algos will be distributed, so inflation will be zero. So I mean, we all hope it will mean something for the price, but that's just a hope. So I mean, if anyone is interested,
each quarter less algo is going to be distributed to the Algorand ecosystem. So this 3% that you said that this current inflation might be even less, but I don't know exact math. But
yeah, it will be decreasing quarter over quarter. So for sure, it will be soon close to zero in terms of inflation. And yeah, so I mean, from the perspective, if anyone to I mean, run a node, be having an active account and earn participation reward. That's what I called it in the past, participation reward, because it was like you just hold an algo in the wallet in the past, and it was earning the reward. It was like a 6 or 8%, but it was like a passive. I think for many people, it was not stimulating the engagement into the ecosystem. So I think it was good to start. That's my opinion. In the first years, just to get people interested. Then Algorand was trying to do something different. So we have this XGov program. But right now, I mean, this shift is not. I think it's justified. So I mean, you really need to do something. I mean, running an online node, and I mean, you need to be online. You need to use some power. You need to keep up probably with some updates. So there will be rewards, and I guess that's my kind of feel. If you put at stake a bigger amount of money, you are considered serious player, so you will keep up with everything what's going on. You basically make sure that your node is online. What from like a network predictability perspective, having like a tiny players with a 10 maybe not 10 algos, but 1,000 algo or 500 algo who just tune off and tune on the computer, I think it could destabilize the network if we will have too many people with a small algo who are part of the, I don't know,
no,
but
no.
that's what
It will destabilize the network if people will run it at home computers, but it will not destabilize network if people will run like the server hosting, like the server in real hosting, and run the participation server there. And even if they would have like 100 algos there and would try to earn like uh, 1 algo per year. It's uh, it's I think it's better than yeah, like
Yeah, but, I think
we
if
should
you if
showcase the
you
features of the Algorand. Like if the features of the Algorand is that anybody can protect the Algorand network given from with 1 algo, then why not to do this, right? So
yeah, we'll see. Maybe this 30K is a starting point, and I think it's like a parameter you could adjust it if the community votes it again. I don't know. We'll see. For sure, that's a good opportunity for people who want to be part of this new network architecture and actively earn rewards. That there will be a chance to do that. Uh, Ludo, maybe one more question. That's actually a question from a community member from Telegram. I've asked people like, Ludo will be in the show. What questions do you have? So one of the questions was about the uh, A wallet, which is open source wallet. I think you are the key developer, only developer there. I don't know, but it provides this multi-signature capabilities. So kind of multi-sig is like, I don't know if other wallets have it, or if you are the only wallet right now with a multi-sig. So do you see attraction for this feature? I mean, how it's being used? And a bigger question, like, what's your plan to make this wallet more popular? I think it's a good wallet. I think it's functional. I mean, maybe it's missing some UX feature, but I think you as a father of this product should kind of push it to the push it up to make it more visible. It's a good product. So maybe let's start with the A wallet a bit, like an overview, and then also the multi-sig, and maybe also some ideas if how you see the future of the product.
yeah, so the 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 origins of the A-Wallet was back like 3 years ago, where there was only one Algorand official wallet. It was called Algorand Wallet, later renamed to Wallet, and it wasn't open source. And I tried to write on the Algorand forum when are you going to make it open source? I want to help you translate it to Slovak language. And they replied, "Oh, we will do it like in 1 month or in 2 months or something like this." And when there was nothing going on after this deadline, then I decided, okay, let's do like a really simple Algorand wallet. Like it's basically Web2 applications because you just interact with the APIs, right? So technically I wrote the really simple application where you can list the accounts, you can sign transactions and stuff like this. And I think even from the origin I added there this multi-sig feature. And it was because as I see the Algorand blockchain, or I have this corporate background, right? And like when I see that the people in the corporations need to do like if they would want to step into the crypto, they would need like uh, a good solution to store their assets. And so they have basically two things, like custodian wallets, like for example the Coinbase can manage them funds, or they have solution like self-custody thing. And now with the self-custody thing, is this one developer going to steal all my funds or not? Like if you have this if you want to create like um, I don't know, Bitcoin account. You open the Bitcoin account on your mobile, and you don't have like multi-sig, right? So the person who has access to the to the private key can anytime basically steal all the funds. And the thing there is that if we want to bring like this corporate security, like okay, we have the board of directors, let's say nine directors, and we want to be really 100% sure that we are not going to get stolen our funds, then let's say half of them has to sign every transaction in this in the blockchain. And like Algorand has this feature basically implemented from day one, to my knowledge. So it's basically layer one solution. So you can sign things on Algorand like either with private key or with multisig or with smart contract. So like I wondered like why nobody in these official wallets and stuff like this implements this multisig. So I needed this multisig because for example in Aramid bridge we needed this multisig because it's the multisig thing. And with Aramid the whole idea is that we have simple multisig account and person just sends their assets and someone just monitors this account and signs this payload. So so like to develop this, first I need like some wallet that supports the multisig. So yeah, so basically this feature was there. I think it was from the start, but I don't recall exactly. And yeah, the wrecking of the multisig was added later with the Aramid, because also the thing is that you, from time to time you need to change the people who has ability to sign this multisig. On Algorand this is called like rekeying or wrecking, and basically you can even rekey like the standard account to multisig, multisig to standard account, any like standard account to smart contract account, and then the smart contract must approve all the transactions and stuff like this. But yeah, so yeah, the multisig was there from the start, and when we launched the Aramid or built the Aramid, we added there the support for the rekeying of the multisigs as well, or also some other features like opt-in with multisig and stuff like this. And yeah, I didn't develop the Avolit by myself, but I started by myself, and later some guy added there the feature for the ledger. Another guy added there the feature for the Wallet Connect 1, and I'm the product owner, so I check the code and optimize the code and stuff like this. But yeah, so right now the best security you can get is if you have like yeah, another thing that we have developed something called ARC76 email and password accounts. So if you remember your email and you can remember a very long password for a very long time, you don't have to remember mnemonic. But if you forget it, you will and you might lose your funds, of course. So but
so the private keys are derived from email and the password instead of mnemonic, right? That's what you're saying in this approach.
The idea is that you need like 32 bytes on Algorand to generate the Algorand account, right? And these 32 bytes, when you use the standard SDK, so it's taken from your operating system to give you like these 32 bytes, and then the Algorand account is created for you. In Ledger, it works like that the 32 bytes are generated in this ledger, and they will never tell you the private key. And you can also only sign with it's stored only in the ledger. And the yeah, so the ARC76, you can it's the ARC standard which is already approved, and you basically hash the any data like 1 million times, and you get these 32 bytes. It's specific algorithm which was approved by the Algorand security guys, and it's very strong for generating basically these 32 random bytes from known set of data. However, if you will use it like the way that your email is, for example, public, and you will set up like six or 10 bytes long password, then anybody can crack it very easy, because like to brute force like 10 bytes, it's like if you would have like mnemonic not 20 not 24 or 25 words, but only I don't know, 6. So like and but you can create the password of 100 bytes long, right? And it's even higher security than these random number generator from your computer. And you can even remember it if if you are wise. But
Okay, super
so
cool.
so
I mean,
the yeah, so the thing is that the yeah, and we added there also the thing called the two-factor authentication. So all audience is most probably familiar with two-factor, where you have in Google Authenticator or Google or Microsoft Authenticator these six digits pins, where basically first you scan some private key with the phone, and then your phone can generate these 6 numbers. So we created a system where there is a server involved which signs the transactions for you if you provide the valid PIN code. So if you want basically the highest type of security, you will combine like multisig with this two-factor or you will combine like ledger with these, and you want to do it like self-hosted account. You will have like ledger, because ledger, even this mnemonic, if it gets stolen, if your mnemonic to the ledger, this is for 24 24 word mnemonic, which if it gets stolen, anybody can sign any transactions from any account from your ledger, right? So if this gets stolen, this is this recovery phrase for the
yeah,
for the
all is lost. You must assume you have lost your fund in that case.
like yeah, but
Yeah.
even if someone steals this from your vault, and you have this for example password stored somewhere on the computer, like somewhere where people will not expect it to find, and yeah, like it can be really anything, like even whatever, like random buys, or or
Yeah.
it will not be so suspicious as the mnemonic, right? Because if someone is looking for to steal the funds, they are going to search for these mnemonics through your computer. But if
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just find some file, they will not suspect that if it doesn't if the name is not called like my private key.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's actually a smart way, or kind of alternative way to
Yeah, so
secure the funds. So
if you
that's interesting.
combine in the multisig these one way of the random number generator in Ledger, second in this ARC76 that you are wise enough to generate this password, then you can basically reach the highest type of the security.
Hmm. Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can make your password like the Shakespeare poema, and nobody will even expect that's your password, right?
Yeah, but I think the same can happen on Bitcoin. Like like Bitcoin addresses are basically the same thing. You need just this. I don't know how many is on Bitcoin, but let's say it's 32 bytes. Then from this thing you can also generate like Bitcoin address. So
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't understand why there are no such such standards yet. Like probably these security guys doesn't trust people can create secure passwords.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for sure, your A wallet has a huge potential with so many unique feature. I think we should make it a bit more popular, and a lot of things which you are building, Ludo. I think it's fantastic stuff. So, uh,
Yeah.
if
Also,
anyone would,
perhaps in the Avoli, there's one more interesting feature. It's called Shamir backup.
Mhm,
If you have like Shamir backup option, is that you can split the these 32 bytes into it's not it shouldn't be called split because like if persons say that you are going to split mnemonic, they might think that okay, we have 24 words. I take like first eight, second eight to some other place, and third eight to some other place. But it doesn't work this way. The thing is that it will generate like one mnemonic, second mnemonic, and third mnemonic, and only with the combination of these mnemonics and any of these mnemonics you can recover the account. And the beauty
mhm,
of this is that you can pick number of the mnemonics you want to generate and number the recovery threshold. So you can have like 10 mnemonics, and you can have like seven of them required to recover the account. So
yeah.
uh, yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
but definitely there is much more things we could be discussing. You are involved into so many different projects. So thank you so much, Ludo, for your time today. If anyone would be interested to meet Ludo in person, there will be a chance the meetup in Prague end of May by the day before ETH Prague. So stay tuned for that.
yeah.
This is the
Can I add just two more things to the thing? So first project I would like to highlight is this ASA Gold project. It's the gold tokenization where we change the narrative of how the reserves are published. So it's the
yeah
thing that everybody can see the composition of the gold reserves of each gold item to the late to the microgram, and we basically created the on-chain eShop, and like for each gold item is created also the NFT. So the NFT is bought from this on-chain eShop, and there is also secondary NFT marketplace, and the owner of the NFT can take it like redeem these gold item to his home by post. And so the thing is that we created this gold token backed by real gold.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's a great start for our another meeting where we will definitely digest it in depth. I think it deserves to go into the details. So I don't want to confuse people with too many topics in like one shot. So let's make it like just an intro of the next episode, and I'm sure we'll come back to Asha Gold, and you have other projects like biotech. We haven't sufficiently discussed probably your other works.
yeah, I'm
So
grouping all my projects under one brand name. Basically, it's biotech.io. And
yeah,
you can find there these ASA Gold, Avoli, the Aramid Bridge, Votecoin, and we are going to launch pretty soon this concentrated liquidity AMM on Algorand. It's
yes.
the very, very big thing, I think.
Yes, yes. So
So
we will provide a link to this website under the video. Ludo is also mm, having a YouTube channel, Everyday Algonaut, where you can find as well other materials. This is streamed there as well, like going live. And yeah, so I think people can find you also on Twitter. So I'll also uh, give a Twitter handle to your account there. And it was my pleasure talking to you, Ludo. And I think we should definitely repeat it sometime soon to cover the remaining parts. And yep, thank you so much. And we'll be in touch. Thanks for your time.
thank you very
Cheers.
much for having me. Bye bye.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Recording stopped.